He picked himself up from the rubble, the weight of betrayal heavy on his shoulders. The world had been a whirlwind of pain, deceit, and loss, but through it all, one constant shone brightly, her unwavering belief in him. With her by his side, the pain of the past began to fade, replaced by a steely resolve. He was done being a pawn in their game. He would carve his own path, even if it meant starting from scratch. He worked tirelessly, the memory of his father's disappointment fueling his every move. But this time, he was wiser. Gone was the naive young man who trusted too easily. In his place stood a man who valued himself, who knew his worth. Success began to trickle in, not as a torrent but as a steady stream. It was enough to rebuild, to start anew. His sisters, upon seeing his rise, came crawling back. False smiles on their faces, words of love and regret on their lips. They spoke of family ties, of how they had missed him, but he had learned. Her love had taught him to see through the facade, to read the subtle cues of manipulation. He no longer craved their approval. Their words, once music to his ears, now sounded like a discordant note. As his life took shape again, he knew he wasn't just surviving, he was thriving. He had found something his father's wealth could never buy: true strength, true peace, true dignity. His father had always told him, "You are only as good as the people you surround yourself with." Looking back, he realized his father was right, but not for the reason he had intended. He wasn't just a product of his environment, he was a product of his choices. The pain of betrayal had stripped him bare, leaving behind only the essence of who he was. And it was in that rawness, in that vulnerability, that he had found his greatest strength. When his sisters left, he didn't chase after them. He didn't beg for their forgiveness or try to patch up the fractured relationship. He knew that some bridges were best left uncrossed. He was done playing their game. He was done being a pawn in their twisted chess match. He looked at the woman beside him, her eyes filled with pride, her touch a source of strength. She had seen the best and worst of him and had loved him through it all. He was blessed to have her by his side. Together, they would face whatever came next, stronger, wiser, more in love than ever before. The betrayals became scars, but scars tell stories, stories of survival. And his story was far from over. There was still so much more to come. Stay tuned for the next part of his journey in part 4. But if you've already completed the journey, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring stories. Your support helps us continue to create content that uplifts and empowers. Thank you for being a part of our story.